Hello and welcome back to Juventus. Hi Reckons, hi Itza, how are you both doing? Can you let me know if the stream is okay? It's suddenly gone back to being an excellent connection. So hopefully everything is okay at the moment. I think my friend downstairs might have stopped his gaming session, and that's why the bandwidth has suddenly come back. So hoping that we can continue uninterrupted. It is all down to when my friend actually does his gaming. I've got my phone on, so I need to make that quiet. And so there's going to be an interesting video coming out very soon because I've been doing some research. And if we look at what's been going on when we took over, you can see that we turned this club around. And to get those results, it was not easy. And many of these have been used in the in-game management videos. And there's another one from this to be used in the in-game management series. Because as you will have seen, we had to make so many changes. We battled so hard, but eventually we got the results. And then this happened. And no matter what I seemed to do, it didn't seem to have any effect on the game. And then, coupled with that, and this all occurred around about the update, might have even been just before, I don't know. And then coupled with that, my other save went through something similar. Although I changed the tactic when I saw it happening in the other save, I changed the tactic and that seemed to work. However, I changed the tactic last time out. And although we got one win against Panathinaikos, the rest of the games were absolutely terrible. And we only got that because the game never allows you to be knocked out in the playoffs. You always reach the round of 16. So having reached the round of 16 now, I guess we will get knocked out. So that's why that happened. So take that out and it's still dismal. Now I've been doing some research and I found an old save where this has happened. Not quite as bad as this. There were 3 defeats and a draw. And I've done some experimenting and run some tests on that old save. And what I found is quite interesting. It's very interesting. And it does look to me, at first glance, well, I don't want to give anything away for when that video comes out. I've still got lots more testing to do. But it does look to me at first glance that the game has something built in which is designed to make you lose belief in yourself. And as you know, when you lose belief in yourself, then you're going to do worse. But it's doing that because it's creating these results and then you lose belief in yourself. Now, I'm not going to lose belief in myself because these games here took a lot of work in game to turn some of those results around. And some of these games like Inter were magnificent results, which I worked so hard for and had a game plan, and it actually worked. So I'm not buying that from FM. So it's making me believe that I am a poor manager. And once that happens, then you go into what I went into last time, which was this decline in mood. And I think if from my testing so far, I think you have to trust your assistant manager and just put your hands up and say, okay, I'm a bad manager, let my assistant manager do it. And I think that's a little sneaky thing within the game, but I have changed the tactic. I was working on a new tactic and we've changed the tactic just to find out what is actually going on. And it's a very defensive tactic. As you see, we've packed the midfield and we have 2 up front. And hopefully that will stop the rot. Changing the tactic, which is silly in my opinion, sometimes stops the rot. It didn't in the last episode, so I've changed it again in an attempt to confuse the match engine. And so we're going to play this game. I need to check that we're on the settings that I need. No sounds comprehensive, that's fine. And we're going to try it out like this and just see what actually happens. Now, I'm not going to have too much input into the game. And when you see the video that's about to come out, then you'll understand why I'm going to have no input in the game, or very little input into the game. I'm basically going to trust my assistant manager. So everything he wants, we're going to do. We'll play balanced. I'm not going to do that because that's silly, because we're not very good at all at crossing the ball, so that doesn't make any sense. But everything else, I'm going to trust my assistant and hold my hands up and say to the game, okay, I am a terrible manager, let's see what the assistant can do, and we'll find out exactly what happens here in this game. Now, it might work and it might not. It might be that there's tactics all over the place. I haven't spent too much time developing it. It's a very simple defensive shape, but it is also quite aggressive. So we are playing with a higher tempo. We are counter-pressing and countering and much higher line. Although it has a packed midfield, it is quite an aggressive tactic. So we'll see what actually happens here. But whatever happens is whatever happens. And I'm going to go on researching this because something is not right. And you don't go from being very successful using in-game changes to being very poor as a manager. It just doesn't happen. And we're going to find out one way or another what this game is up to. If it is that, and it is a very sneaky little tweak that has happened. And I will then need to find out what that tweak is. Barso, I know, has always been a problem for me. He has a weak foot, so we'll show him onto that. I don't know about the hard tackling. He's quite brave, but I'll go along with the assistant. But I definitely want to show him onto his right foot. And also Zielinski, in these games against Napoli, he's a very difficult player to contain for me, so I'm going to type mark him. And I think that's probably it for now. And we'll just then trust what the assistant is going to do here. So let's go and play this football match. Let's see if packing the midfield a little bit more will help us at all. Or whether I know I'm on the right track, but I don't know how to solve this in terms of Juventus. So we'll see what happens here. Why is it not showing highlights? This is interesting. And I mean, I'm doing things that Juventus shouldn't actually do here. They're not very good at counter-pressing. So I'm doing things in this tactic that they shouldn't be doing. And hopefully we're not going to get another defeat and another defeat and another defeat, because then I won't know what to do. But something has happened in this game, and I'm not taking the responsibility and saying, yeah, you're right, game, I'm a very poor manager, simply because you are changing the results now. And if the game is stopping me, even in Blob, if the game is stopping me making in-game changes or making them ineffective, then somebody else has to make those in-game changes. And those are that's the experiments that I've been running And there we go, we're a goal up already. Moretti has scored. So maybe this is not so maybe this is not going to be the disaster of an episode that I thought it was going to be. And maybe a third tactic change is all that was required. And maybe that's the idea, is to pack the midfield now. And if we can pack the midfield, then we stop them creating. I don't know. The ins and outs of what is actually happening in this game, I don't know. All I know is that 2 tactics stopped working. And then my research after that has been quite eye-opening. Really eye-opening. And I will be putting that video out as soon as I finish the research and can conclude absolutely 100% that this is what the game is trying to do. The game is a puzzle, and there are switches within the game. As you know, suddenly you can be the best team in the world and your strikers suddenly start being unable to score. They couldn't hit a barn door from if it fell on them. And not just one of them, but all of them go out of form at the same time. There are switches in terms of it suddenly you'll find your club is in an extremely poor financial situation, and that comes out of nothing. It comes out of nowhere. There are switches where your transfer budget is removed. These are all parts of a puzzle. There are injury crises that you go through, all parts of a puzzle that you need to find a way to solve. And this, I think, is another one, which is a high-end, nasty one, if it is actually what I think it is. And that video hopefully will come out probably at the end of next week sometime, if what I suspect turns out to be absolutely true. And it will be quite interesting if it is correct. It's like 9 minutes gone here. I'm not sure about this tactic because we're already 1-1. There's like a goal fest going on here. But I am not going to change anything. I'm going to let the assistant suggest changes. And if he doesn't suggest anything, then I won't do it. Because the game is telling me you are out of control, you're a poor manager now, so we'll let somebody else do this. So what I will do now is go and ask my assistant, have you got this right? So we'll have I got it right? My assistant will feed me statistics and I can act on those statistics, but that's all. It's going to be quite interesting. I don't know what Chiesa was doing, and this is like this is part of what's been going on. A very good player like Chiesa suddenly can't control a football. And it is Zielinski who is causing me the problems. So I think we need to find out. I know he always causes me problems, Zielinski. He's on the left, so my right-hand midfielder needs to tight mark him. Because the tight marking didn't actually work. And now it's changed my screens. It's so lovely. The glitches in this game are just so lovely. I understand it's a complex game. There's going to be glitches in the Matrix. And I'm not going to encourage them, or I'm not going to berate them or demand more. We're going to play it out and just see how it pans out. We should be winning this game. I do believe we are slightly better than the opposition. And once again, the internet's gone. He's probably switched his gaming back on downstairs. He's right on top of the router, and he gets served first. And the bandwidth that I have is what he leaves me, which isn't much. Because when he's gaming, he's network gaming, and that means he's uploading and downloading, and I'm not getting much of what's available at all, which is why I moved it to 9 o'clock, because he says to me he goes to bed at 9 o'clock. But last night at 8 o'clock I was able to stream. Tonight it doesn't look like he's gonna let me. But I know I'm seeing that you're getting an error on your... and it's probably not coming through very well. I also have a bit of a frog in my throat today, and that comes from talking too much. I never was a great talker, but since I've been doing YouTube, I have to talk all the time. And that's probably what that is about. So I suffer from sore throats quite a lot. But it's 1-1 at the moment. It's anybody's game at the moment. It's swinging back and forth. The opposition have become very, very clinical of late. They are scoring at will where we are not being able to score. I do need a big game from my goalkeeper today, and that was a good save, but it was also a poor miss. And at the moment, nobody's playing particularly well. And you can argue all sorts of things, like it's just the team are tired. I don't believe it, because I've rotated, and now Anguissa is a problem. I've rotated and the players are rested, so I don't believe it's that the team are tired. And a lot of people do come out with these things and say, oh, it's because of this and that. I don't believe it is. I mean, AI is one thing, and there is a level of AI. But if it was AI that could actually read what you are doing and could actually make decisions based on what you are actually doing, and that 22 managers or 100 managers could make independent decisions, that would be one hell of an AI. And that would cost more than £40. That would be a very expensive AI system if it could do that. The AI in this game just basically has 2 or 3 tactics, and it just changes between those tactics. That's it. That's what the AI is. It's for you to beat them rather than the other way around. The AI cannot, in its form in this game, look at the way you're playing and then make player adjustments, make all the things that you do as a manager. It can't do that. Otherwise, it would cost hundreds of pounds, this game, not just £40. So I don't believe that for a minute. So I believe there are little switches which are more pieces to the puzzle, and you have to figure out how to turn that around. When it does it to you, you have to figure out how to beat it, and that's what we've been attempting to do. And as I said, I've done a lot of research, and the results are frightening, actually. Because I would say it's tantamount to cheating. So we'll see what my results come out with eventually. Oh, and we have a penalty. We could take the lead. We don't get many penalties. So let's find out what happens in this episode. I'm quite excited to find out. The only question that I have at this point in time is, when do you change back? That is the only question that I have. When would you change back? But hopefully my research will show me that as well. Oh, Dusan. When you miss a penalty, you know you're going to lose. That's fact. I don't think I've ever won a game that I've missed a penalty in. So we can say goodnight to this game as well. I have drawn a couple where I've missed a penalty, but never won a game. So that is a very, very bad omen. Another bad omen is that my number one striker's on a 6.2. Ah, this game, you gotta love it. You've gotta love this game. It's horrid sometimes. And I do believe it cheats. I absolutely am convinced the only way it can win is not through its brilliant AI, but by cheating you. And it usually happens when you are looking unbeatable. And that's how you know. And it is really annoying, actually, that everything I seemed to do in game was working beautifully. Until 6 games ago, where everything I did seemed to work against me. And I have actually experimented on that as well, and got strange results, because if you actually tell the players to do the opposite of what you want them to do, so if you change the instructions, so if I want to play in a short passing game, then I tell them to play more direct, and then the players pass it shorter. I think sometimes that's one of the things that they do to you. The players not listening, tell them to do exactly the opposite of what you want them to do. And it can be. I've had interesting results with that as well. I've even had very good evening, mobile gamer. I've even tested this game at times of problems and put my youth team in instead of my first team and got very interesting results with that. So I really don't know what they're doing at SI, but I want this to be realistic, not silly. And this isn't realistic at the moment, which is a shame, because it could be such a great game. And I think because it's to do with FM25, we're back in the lead. And Dusan, I do have to give him a shout because he's not playing very well, so I have to demand more. He's on a 6.1 now, and I'd probably need to take him off, actually. But interesting that we are winning this game now, and this is the second change of tactic within a few games. And that would not help a team. That would absolutely ruin your team in real life. You've asked them to play 3 different ways in 6 games. That would ruin them. It would not make them better. But I know that that's part of FM. When things go bad, the first thing people think of is, right, time to change the tactic. But that's not what Klopp thinks about. It's not what Guardiola says to himself. Oh, we've lost 3 games now. I have to change the way we play completely. He never will do that. I want it to be realistic, not to be a puzzle, basically. And finally, Dusan has woken up from his slumbers and we're suddenly 3-1 up. So the change of tactic again has worked by the look of it. So the question is that I have to answer, and I don't know the answer to that one, is when do you change it back? Because what we had going at the beginning was absolutely superb. So why would you ever want to change that? And when do you go back to it, if ever at all? That's the part of the I can't work out at this point in time. But at least we're back in winning ways. Although it doesn't mean that it's here to stay. And I wonder if I should try a new tactic for each game until we're back on a winning streak. Something to think about while we're waiting for the next game. What do you think, guys? Should I change the tactic again for the next game? Or should I just play this in the next game and hope that we've solved the problem? What would you do? Be proactive or reactive? What do you think, guys? I'm happy that Dusan has woken up from his slumbers. Perhaps now he can get a couple of goals. And we can put this team to bed now. Interesting that this is the derby. And Dusan has got a couple of goals. He's got another one. The referee, though, is checking for offside, I believe. He's holding his hand to his ear. What was that? What was that? And it's been given. VAR had a quick look. And didn't need much of an intervention. They just allowed it. It's now 4-1. I don't understand this game sometimes. And I'm still not going to make any changes. This is pretty much what my assistant manager is advising at this point. I do want to ask him about... I do need to ask him about what he thinks about the opposition, bearing in mind that Anguissa needs to be tight marked. Just because I feel he's a threat. And we need to take him out of the game, basically. So I'm going to make little changes, I guess. But not... He's going to pretty much conduct the tactic that we use. And maybe that is part of it. Maybe that what you are doing stops working. So you then need to be humble enough to say what I'm doing is not working. Mr. Assistant, help me out here. And certainly the tests I've been running suggest exactly that. Zielinski is our main man. I need to make a couple of changes, I think. But certainly need to make sure Zielinski is kept quiet. He has a weaker foot as well, doesn't he? No. But we can certainly hard tackle him. I'll make the changes in a little while. Nobody's looking particularly tired. So we could probably go to 70 minutes. Why change a team that's winning? The problem with this 3 at the back is that I don't have enough defenders to do this on a regular basis. Oh, what a miss. What a miss. I could have scored that. In fact, my grandmother could have scored that one. Right, I think it's coming up to the point where we need to make a couple of changes. Looking at McKinney, who's not having a great game. He's not a natural wing back there. He's much more of a winger, but he's done it all right. I certainly would not have picked McKinney in that position. And so something to do with perhaps the assistant manager at this point is the go-to man now. I would never have picked McKinney at right wing back. He's a winger, not a wing back. Okay, let's go and make some changes now, because we do need to rest McKennie. I do have more natural wing backs who are not on the bench. That's probably why he's playing there. He has not included them on the bench. We have Zanoli, who I was keeping as a central defender, but he can come and play as a wing back. And we are getting tired. I want to change the midfield. So Rabiot can come on for Moretti. And we have Igrashi can come on the left. And one more. I want to change the midfield. Zalazar can come on as the centre mid. So he doesn't like being on attack, does he? He wants to be on defend, but well, attack it is, so let's attack. Offside, so this is a game that we've won. I can't see them coming back into this, so it does help us to move up the table a little bit. They might get a consolation, but I can't see them getting 3. They're not playing well enough to get 3 goals. Up to 9th, which will be a good thing. He's a very dangerous player as well. That guy, what's his name? He always has a good game against us. Playing on the left wing, he's a useful player. Always plays well against us. There's another one called Barca, who's a full-back winger. He plays really well against us. There's 3 of them. Good evening, Andy. Welcome back. How's your day, Andy? Oh, Salazar, come on, you can do better than that, son. I've got one more sub that I can use. Bremma is tired. Locatelli is tired. Probably better to take off the midfielder. I want to keep that midfield strong. On the other hand, I could get Locatelli. Actually, I'm not allowed. I'm forgetting I'm not allowed. I could get Locatelli to do less running and just get him to hold his position there. 13 hour. Oh my God, Andy. Think of the money, mate. So I'm just, at this point, still wondering, is this game, because this is the big rivalry, is it just allowing me to win this? Or is what I've been saying about allowing, at times, the assistant to do the job, is that something? We'll see in the next game. Oh, who was that? He was offside anyway. Oh, boy. Dusan is after his hat-trick. Two things that are certain in life, Andy. Death and taxes. The only 2 things that you can say will definitely happen. When I was teaching, I got so annoyed with one of my kids, teenagers, and I asked the question, I asked him the question, what's the one thing that you can actually be certain of in life? And he said death. And I then replied, okay, so what are the two things that you can be certain of in life? It was quite a funny moment. And homework, yeah. Locatelli needs to come off now. Do I have another midfield? I've got a young kid, actually. He's not on the bench, though, unfortunately. He could come on and play. Palacios could play. Hassa was the boy that I would want to play. Or Gluck could come and play as the centre mid. Can he play as a box-to-box? He certainly could. He's certainly got the attributes to play as a box-to-box. So let's bring on Gluck. For... Who is it? Who's the one who's tired? Locatelli. Oh, he can't play there. I need a DM there. I got a DM on the pitch. Salazar can come back into the DM role. And Gluck can come into the centre mid role. It's just a 3.5 star for a centre mid. So he should be able to do a good job, although he's a forward. And hopefully now we will see this game out. Good tackle. So let's get 5. Let's make it 5. Cool. Get this episode off to a rip-roaring start. I've been telling the boys I've been doing a lot of research, Andy, and what I'm finding is very dodgy indeed. I found an old save where I'd gone into a period of decline. I've been experimenting with that, and what I found is quite dodgy. It's quite dodgy. In last night's live stream, I did notice, because I was playing with I was playing with the Segunda Volante on attack, and I noticed his position throughout the game was just in front of the central defender. So my Segunda Volante was sitting right in front of number 5 here, and he was on an attack role. So there has been some little tweaking going on here. But at least we've won the derby. Oh, that was a good save. But he should have kept it down across the goalkeeper. Every schoolboy knows that. Come on, we can make it 5. Oh, another good save. Their goalkeeper must be on a very good rating. Although he's let 4 in, so he's probably not on a very good rating. Oh, just dribbling too much. And so another piece of research that I want to do is how good an attribute in terms of dribbling, agility and balance does a player need before he stops giving the ball away all the time? How good does dribbling, agility and balance need to be before he actually can dribble past people? I need to do some research on that one. Of course, it's combined with acceleration and pace. Sometimes dribbling requires a degree of strength. This must be number 5. It certainly is. And now we have 5. Concentration and composure. Absolutely right, Andy. If you're not composed, you're going to... And decisions. You're going to make poor decisions. So much involved in dribbling, isn't there? So the dribbling attribute is not enough in itself, of course. If you don't have the agility and balance, then you're not going to be able to dribble. But of course, concentration and composure. Oops, I should have said yes because the assistant is in charge. But I didn't say yes. Because it's 5-1 and it doesn't matter now. So the question is, guys, do I actually continue with this brand new tactic, or do I switch back now? Do I say to myself, I've beaten the machine now, can I switch back to what I was doing before, or do I go on with this, and if this one fails next time, then I know I should have switched back. Nice work, everyone. That was excellent. So now we are back up to 9th. We're back in the top 10. I need to get in the top 4 somehow. There's a big break coming up here. I thought I was playing AC Milan, but that's disappeared again. Do you remember that AC Milan disappeared the last time I was due to play them? Normally wins the first game. What happens after, Andy? What happens in the games after? Oh, we've gone back from excellent in terms of internet to poor again. Maybe he's having his last game before bedtime. So, if you're getting problems with the stream, guys, can you let me know? The problem with what you're saying, though, Andy, is that I have now changed the tactic 3 times. Oh my gosh, I've got like bandwidth of 3 now. No wonder it's an error. He must have got more boys involved in his game. The internet connection is very, very poor now. Let's hope he does go to bed at 9. And I don't need to rest these players now. I was thinking I was going to have to rest them. But I don't think I need to rest them now. Because according to the schedule, AC Milan has disappeared. We're now not playing till the 5th. So sometimes it takes the AI a few games to work the tactic out, then the results drop off again. So then you have to return to what you were doing before. I'm not sure I really even like this new tactic, but 5-1 it seemed to work. So I really can't argue with the results. I think if we got a 5-1 result, I think that we have to continue doing it for a while. We do have the midfielders. Hello, Elliot. How are you doing? We do have the midfielders to do it, so it's not an issue in terms of have we got enough midfield. Definitely got enough midfielders. The only issue that I do have, if I keep going with this, is Luz. Because he can only play, the only roles he can play are here and here. Now, what I could do, how old is he? 20 years old. So I could train him as a wing back on the right. on an attack duty because he is an attacking winger. He's 20 years old. He could possibly do that. And where are his weaknesses? Looks like defensive stuff, tackling, marking. So we'll get him to maybe just do defensive positioning, and so that he gets a sense of his role, what he needs to do. So we'll train him on that, and we could then possibly use him as a. So I mean, I think I should keep going. I think I should keep going with this. Although it is the third tactic that I've used in 7 games, which is probably doing their heads in now. Oi, boss, can you just, like, stop changing it? Give us a break. Oh, I do, of course, need to switch it to... What number is it? What number is it? It doesn't have the right name now. It's number 3. I need to label these tactics now again. So we go to training and we'll put it on number 3. Two, Chiesa and Moretti, but not Dusan. Dusan is not playing very well at the moment. I shouldn't have a look at this. I should just be leaving all this to my assistant, but then there's nothing to worry about there. Nothing at all to worry about in that list. Udinese. And this is actually a game we should be winning, but should be and actually doing it are 2 different things, as you know. Hey Eric, how are you doing? How was your day, Eric? So there's the first. Ah, look, they're going to pick on my centre backs now, because if I'm short anywhere, it's at centre back. That's crazy. But he's only out for 1 or 2 days, so hopefully. As I said, with this tactic, I don't really have the strength in depth to play this long term. Because it's the centre-back area that I'm struggling. It should be back now, Andy. It says excellent condition, excellent connection here, so it should be coming back. Pretty good, Eric. I've had a reasonably busy day, but not too busy. Have I got any staff who can scout that? The connection should be back now, Andy. It is 9 o'clock, so hopefully he's gone to bed now. It's 9 o'clock, which is kind of like an interesting time. It just suddenly switched to excellent again. I'm going to run a test on it in a minute. Have I got any scouts who are not doing anything? David Boletto is not doing anything. So let's get him to have a look at it. And kind of will... Can I just like any position? Any... And I can't do that, can I? It won't let me do that. Okay, let's go 15 to... Let's keep the board happy. 28. He's supposed to be... What? Oh, forget it. Because as soon as I changed that, we lost the competition. So forget it. Forget it. We won't scout that. Because it just takes too long sometimes. Because why would they want to switch that away and make me go back and look what was the competition and then go forward and input it again. That doesn't make any sense to me, so we won't scout it. It's probably a really good competition to scout, though. I think it was the South American Youngsters Cup. Might find Kumalo. Boy. We just might find Kumalo. I'll go back and make sure I do that. We don't want to miss Kumalo. I'll just assign the... I can't remember his name now. Who's not doing anything. Oh, for goodness sake. Who is the scout? I can't remember his name now. Oh, they make this game so difficult sometimes. Broverone. We'll just apply the scout. Confirm. Off you go. Go and scout the Suda America. We've done all that. Rabiot, yeah, perhaps I do need to, as an influential... Oh, I knew it was probably a mistake. I feel your standards are too low. .75 he thinks is acceptable. I have to remember that. So here we go. We're going to be playing Udinese. And I am letting the assistant go with this. This is part of my experimentation. Rizzo in goal, probably a good decision, actually, because Hyenhal is not playing very well. So probably a good decision. And so this is the theory I'm working on, Andy, that I am a rubbish manager, which is what the game is telling me. So we'll be a rubbish manager for a while, and we'll let the assistant... And I have pretty much proof that's what the game is doing. I've just got to finish it. Request board reduce compensation demand. No, I'm not going to apply. That was just nonsense. I don't want to go to Leeds. Juventus are a bigger team. So he's now saying... switch it to a 5-2-3 DM wide. Okay, so he's moving one out of midfield. Okay, if that's what you want. So what's he come up with now then? He's got wingers now. But he's got 2 wingers and 2 wing backs. What is he up to here? And that does not make any sense whatsoever. You can't have wingers and wing backs. So we'll switch it back. That doesn't make... Does that make any sense to anybody? I don't suppose the assistant has to make sense. It's interesting. If we go inverted wing backs, they'll come inside, and then we'll have 2 wingers outside. And a deep lying forward. Does this make any sense? Does it actually make sense? So these will come in here into this midfield area. We're almost going to be playing in a box formation with 3 at the back, 2 wingers on the outside. And if that's what the assistant wants, then we'll go along with it. I want Hassa on the bench. Somebody must be able to come off the bench. Palacios can come off. This boy, I like him. He does a good job when he comes on for me. This is the weirdest tactic ever. 2 wingers on support plus a deep lying forward coming deep. 2 DMs on support. I don't like it. I really don't like that. Does that make any sense to anyone? It doesn't make any, but we're experimenting, so we'll go along with it. But I have a funny feeling I might have to change this one. I mean, it's very interesting. This one is extremely defensive. He even had the wing backs on automatic. No, I never do never press. We are going to use this formation, at least at the beginning, and see what happens with it. Keep an eye on the wingers and the forwards. Are they going to be far enough advanced to actually score goals? With a deep lying forward, although he is on attack, he's going to get forward into the box and arrive late into the box. So this is a very interesting little tactic that he's come up with here. It's very defensive. 2 DMs. There's no one being aggressive from midfield and going forward. That the wing back is operating as he should. He's coming inside the winger. But it worries me that they're on support duty rather than on attack duty. Because there's actually only one attacking threat. Which is, of course, Dusan. And he's playing deep. But looking at our positions on the pitch, it looks pretty good to me. Although the DMs are not functioning at all, really, in any attacking sense. So I am going to make one change. And one of the DMs is going to go into an attacking role. We don't need all those boys back. It's a game we should be winning, and so we ought to go out there and look like we want to win it. It is the wingers that worry me. Both of them on support. We may need to look at that at halftime. If we haven't scored by halftime, we might need to put 1 or 2 of them on attack. I'm not quite sure why he changed the 5-1 tactic. They are focusing play down the middle, which is interesting because I had 3 down the middle before. I should be playing wider, which we should be. But I don't think that the wingers are attacking enough. There's no attacking threat. Maybe he's thinking, let's defend and let's not concede a goal. Yeah, I mean, that's... And put the DLF on support. So that he actually he looks for them. So he is not the focus of attack. He's a provider rather than the wingers both being providers, looking for one person on attack who's actually dropping deep. I find this tactic he's come up with quite odd. So let's start by putting Luz on attack. Start by doing that. Oh, they've got Lorenzo Luca, have they? I think we are in good shape, but just not attacking enough. The mentality is holding us back a little bit. Although he might be thinking that they're sitting deep. If they are defending deep, he wants a deep lying forward. I don't know if the AI is good enough to work that out. I'm just giving the game more credit than I should, actually. I don't think the AI managers are that clever. Go on, Lanelli. Go on, son. Nicely done, nicely done. Dusan took up a nice position there. He wasn't too deep. He just took up a lovely position outside the box. And it's because the wingers were not running off him. But the Locatelli, who I pushed forward, was. You want me to get balls into the box, you're going to have to provide me with more forwards going forward. So let's put Dusan on a support duty and put Chiesa on an attack duty. So that now Dusan is just going to be looking for runners off him. Maybe he was just saying, let's defend, let's not lose this game. There's not any bother down the right-hand side. Down my right-hand side. Luz is having a poor game. Nicely done, son. Go on, go on. Go on, Luz. Do something incredible. Another chance. I just think it's not attacking enough. How many bodies we got in the box? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bodies around the box, so it is quite attacking. But if I've got... These should now... become wing-backs, not inverted wing-backs. Hey. So he should be not an inverted wing-back now. He should be a wing-back, because otherwise they're going to run into the inside forwards now. What, it hasn't made any changes? Are you kidding me? That's the skin. That's not the game, that's the skin. They're okay now. So if these are coming inside, I want width now with the wing backs, don't I? And that means we should get... Yeah, we should get 6 players around the penalty area. And we'll go positive. And I'm going to say I don't look like... Bremer's not happy. So we'll talk to Bremer. And we'll tell Bremer he's done well. You're doing well. Keep it up. Nobody else. We'll tell Locatelli. Lus, Chiesa and Dusan. I'm not happy with you. We need to just get more bodies forward in this one, I think. His tactic was very defensive, what he came up with. 1 attacking role. So we are the away team. We're the better team by a long shot. They're not actually causing us any problems. I could put the other wing back on attack. But I need to do it this way, don't I? So let's attack both flags now. For comprehensive highlights, there's not many highlights, is there? I'm pretty good. How are you, MVD? So if the assistant manager loses this one, I'm going to make him an inverted winger on attack. Just change his role slightly. They've come back into the game a little bit. There's a lot of players who are not playing very... I'm not surprised they're not playing very well. This is the 4th tactic they've had in 7 games. These 2 nutters. Chiesa's going to go up top now. And we're going to make him an advance forward on attack. We're going to push the DMs up into midfield. Luz is having a dreadful game. We're going to put Luz as... We have a DM, we had a centre mid on attack. We're going to have a box-to-box. Just how we had it last time. DLF on support. So Luz has to come off. Locatelli can come back to DM. Rabiot can come in as the box-to-box. These 2 are on borrowed time. Locatelli is playing really poorly. Salazar can come in as the DM. Probably not a good idea. Fagioli might be better as the DM. And we'll go with that. We're going to go... I do feel like I need to be much more attacking, but we'll stay with positive. They haven't created anything that should be bothering us in this game. They've been pretty much sat on their penalty spot, defending. They've had a couple of chances, but minor chances. My most dangerous player is Fagioli. So maybe I need to think about Fagioli becoming a DLP. So they look for him, and I want him to more direct passing. So that they look for Fagioli, perhaps. We just haven't been attacking enough. So I think we'll go attacking. You can see where they're defending. They're defending very deep. I may even push Rabiot forward as well. We'll have two centre mids on attack. An extra body up there. Oh, Chiesa! What was wild? That was wild. Shots on target, only 2 out of 10. Clear indication we're not winning this game. We just got to make sure we don't lose it, I guess. I haven't asked my assistant for a while, which could cost me the game, because we could still get FM'd here. Oh, we have another internet error. Maybe he's staying up late tonight. Let's just test what I've got. If they're defending deep, we may have to come back a little bit. Oh my goodness me, I've only got 2.5 speed on the internet now. He must be having a big network game downstairs. I've only got 2.5 now. That's terrible. I confirm. I hate that box. They hide that box up there. It's so small, that little confirm changes box. You could miss it. I do. I miss it like for long periods of time. No, we're not going to win this one. I'm afraid, Mr. Assistant, you messed that up, didn't you? We just simply can't get shots on target. These two, 6.1 for Chiesa. What an idiot. Gluck. We'll switch those over. Dusan just is tired, isn't he? Who's going to play as my striker? Mikel can come on. Come on, son. Into the box now. Nice low cross now. Again, it's another dribble where he just ran aimlessly. I'm just like wondering what Cambiaso's dribbling is. Dribbling 13, agility and balance 15, 12. His mentals are good enough. He just like how much is good enough in terms of attributes that they're going to stop just running into nothing? It's something I have to research, because his dribbling at 13 is not good enough. Is it something to do with the league that you're in? Is it something to do with the opposition's tackling? But so often I just find them running into nowhere. What sort of a free kick was that? So the three at the back has done better than the other tactic, but I think I'm going to change the tactic back next time. Well, the referee looked to me like the goalkeeper fouled him there. We're still bossing the game. We just can't score. I've pulled the lines back. I've put more bodies going forward. We should have about 7 players going forward now. Sometimes you just got to put it down to their defending well. Go on, FM, you can give us a goal. We deserve a goal, and you've been really nasty. But you're not finished yet, FM, are you? You're not finished yet, I know. Hopeless, guys, hopeless. How many bodies do they have back? I have about 9 behind the ball. Can't go any wider. We just keep doing what we're doing and hope. Still got 5 minutes. You knew what he was shaping up to do there. Again, the dribbling. He just gave it away. And I wonder what attributes you have to have before your players will actually stop giving it away like that. Again, dribbling skills were terrible. I wonder what the attributes are that I need. I might have to download the editor and do a little bit of an experiment. How much does a player need in terms of attributes to be able to dribble successfully? Do they need 17? Because some of these boys have got 15 dribbling. But what I see them doing is just running up a blind alley all the time. That's why I usually have run at defense switched off. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So what have I got in terms of internet now? Still saying poor. There's a big game going on downstairs. They just got so many bodies behind the ball now. It's almost impossible to get through. Oh, referee! Penalty! That's what I've always believed in dribbling. Because you can get penalties from it. I've got an upload speed of 3 at the moment. We've got a penalty. I take it all back, Mr. Assistant. Maybe your idea of defending deep was the best way. But who is it? Fagioli. We still got to score it. And he's missed it. FM. I sometimes hate it. What was the point of that? It's just to make you suffer. That's the point of that. Sometimes I just hate the game. Absolutely hate it. And that's just, you can suffer. Keep going. Keep suffering. Like, we've dominated the game. They haven't been out of their penalty area and we can't even score a penalty? That is ridiculous. Why even bother giving it if it's not just to upset me? And I think what I'm seeing is exactly what I've been experimenting on. It's trying to get you upset. All this nonsense, and I'm proving it in the tests I'm running, is just to get you upset and to make you think that you are not good at the game. That's all what this is. And it always follows something like this. And the experiments that I'm running are actually showing it to be fact. And even this is showing it to be fact. So do I need to rest them? I think I probably do. Yeah, Thursday, let's give them a rest. Especially the defenders. No, they probably don't need a rest, do they? He does. He does. He does. He does. He does. He does. Who is Giamocco? Never heard of him. How did he end up in my squad? That's just weird. Never heard of him. Where did he come from? Luz doesn't need a rest. He was shocking. Bremer needs a rest. How did these boys get all the way down here as well? I haven't made any changes to the team. Why are they down here? They were in the team. There's so many glitches in this game. It's nuts. It's just doing things to try and make you make mistakes. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Andy. Ball draw. And we're back to... I think what I'll do is change the tactic again. I have to keep trying to confuse the AI. I don't want a low block, so let's bring in... Let's bring in this one again. And let's go back to that. We're going to keep trying to confuse the AI. He's suspended, is he? And he's unregistered. And see if we can't just confuse the hell out of it. So we're going to try and take the game to Celtic now. We're not going to win this. It's our time to lose. this team is not good enough to go past the round of 16. I'd be very surprised if we can get anything out of the Celtic game. Celtic in FM are a very good team in the Europa League. Very good team. And in every save that I've been involved in, Celtic do very well. Thank you very much in the Europa League. So if we get anything out of this... No, we're not changing the captain in the vice-captain in the middle of the season, you nutter. Ball control. They all have this problem at the moment, not just two of them. Showing no improvement, fine. Okay, fine. No longer a weakness. No, we'll keep them going then. Yeah, that's your job. That's your job. Don't even know why you're asking me. That's your job. Get on with it. Celtic. Can we do it? I don't know. He wants to put Mikel in the team. What is the matter with him? Probably because Dusan is playing like an idiot. But I don't agree with this team. I really don't agree with that. So I want to play these two. No way. I want to play Dusan. Is he left or right-footed? Left-footed. So Dusan and... Where's he gone? He's even not even put him on the bench. Chiesa. This is this is the Europa League. You want me to play a rotated team? You're nuts, man. Gluck can probably play as one of the attacking mids. Ben Seguir is a natural choice. Won't argue with Moretti, Locatelli, Zanoli, Danilo. Danilo? Are you having a laugh, sunshine? He's even a left footer. We could... Palladino's not registered. Well, he's left one of my best fullback on the bench. Now he's losing the plot. One of my best midfielders is not even put on the bench. Oh, who do I have? Where are my defenders? Huijsen. Where's he put Bremer then? Bremer has completely... Oh, there he is. I thought he'd left the club. And the other central defender... Oh, he's suspended, isn't he? That's why. Pirola can play, but I'll put him as a central defender on cover. Because it is such a big game. One of these, one of the midfielders as well. I'm going to make a Volante on support to begin with. Just push him a little bit further up. And then we'll make him attack if necessary. You think so, Andy? You're very, very optimistic, aren't you? I never share your optimism, Andy. I think the time's up for us. I mean, I think we've seen what the game thinks of this team. It's not a great team. I know it's not a great team. Cambiasso, no, we can't praise his recent form. Palladino could become a key player. So I got... Where is Palladino? He's unregistered for this. Now I'm taking it out of his hands. He wants to go to this 4-3. He wants to go play in a 4-3-3 now. He's mad. He's absolutely mad. Switch to a 4-3-3 because it doesn't allow us to properly utilize Xiao Lus. He's an important player for us who's totally out of form and cannot currently feature in a position which he's accomplished. That's his reasoning. I'm not buying into it. Work the ball. I do agree with work the ball into the box. We've been pretty poor up front. And I'm just trying things out here. Is it to do with the tactic? If I switch the tactic all the time, will it make it better or worse? Cicero is injured. I don't even want him on the bench, so I don't know why. Let's check the bench. So Agrashi, Lanelli. Luz doesn't need to be there. Can't use him. Oh no, we've got this internet error again. I'm going to go downstairs in a minute and just have a listen at his door. He must be still playing. Coloni, I don't really need you there, but I do need Molero. And I do need Danilo. And I do need Salazar. And I have no idea who you are. And I do need Mikhail. Aras can play. Who can he? Danilo possibly needs to be there. McKinney can play as so Galino, whoever he is. It is. Okay, we'll go with that. Let's see what happens. I actually think, Andy, that we are going out of the Europa League here. And it will probably be a blessing for this season. This is a match we should be winning, Mr. Assistant. That's very bold of you. I think it actually might be a blessing. We certainly don't know who we would get in the next round. Let Celtic worry about them. I do want to keep an eye on Celtic, though. Well, that's not a good header, but that's a good block. That's what I want to do. Pick up those second balls and make a nuisance of yourself. Again, there's that dribbling again. He's got dribbling, I think, of 15. But he can't dribble on screen. 15 is probably not enough then. Oof, Moretti. Ah, the internet's gone again. It's going to be one of those nights, I'm afraid. Oh, what a chance. Oh, what a chance. If he had just got there to the post quicker, he would have had a tap in. I'm not quite sure balanced is the right way that I should be playing with this tactic. There's too many attacking roles. I think we should be playing positive. I think the only way we could beat Celtic is to play positive. They pretty much romped away with the group stage. They were like top of the group, uncatchable, I think. It's how do they handle knockout football. Another chance. How many chances have we had so far? 4, 5? Only 3 apparently. I count more than that. Nice pass. Oh, see, dribbling again. He's lost control of it. Are we on... let's dribble less. They're absolutely rubbish at dribbling, this team. I forgot that was in the tactic. Pass the ball. That's what you're good at. Pass at speed. This is not at speed, boys. This is not high tempo. That's playing out the back very slow. See, he was about to dribble again. That's better. That's what you do best. This is much better. Quick passing. Well, shooting could get better. Moretti is my best player at the moment. Balio Toure. We'd better go and have a look at that. Hi Neil, how you doing, my friend? Balio Toure. Left back. Right foot. He doesn't really have many weaknesses, so I'm not sure why we are closing him down. That's foolhardy. He's very pacey with good dribbling, unlike my team. Well, we've been the better team so far, but that doesn't mean anything. And this is really weird. Comprehensive highlights tonight has not shown many highlights. I'd really like to see Ben Seguir play nicely for a game. If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Seguir. Just once. I know one thing for sure. He's on loan at the moment, but he's not worth buying. He is not the answer. Send him home. There's a new manager in town. We need better than this. Let's get a couple of goals, boys. Come on, while we're on top. I like this. Nice passing. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe my assistant was right, because he said he didn't want Dusan or Chiesa in the team. Maybe he was right. Maybe he was right saying, let's give some young boys a game. But in a big game like this, you wouldn't see that in real life. You wouldn't see Pep putting a couple of 17-year-olds up front in a big game like this. Oh, Dusan. Oh, come on. He's got... His finishing is 18. I think the Segunda Volante on attack is my favourite. Role. When it's working really well, it's such a good role. And in fact, I'm going to do that now. Put him from support onto attack. Because we're dominating the game. And we perhaps need to get another body forward. But in FM, I seem to dominate every game, but I still lose games. Kind of, yeah. I think it's almost the Rodri role. And in fact, with player instructions, you can make it the Rodri role. Another shot hits the bar. Is he going to get a 6.2 again? Chiesa's playing the worst. The two attacking mids are terrible. When it hurts your attack, it hurts your attack. God blimey. After all that, does that count as 4 attempts on goal? It's not our time, Andy. It definitely is not our time. We are not winning this game. In fact, they're going to break away soon and score. We are not winning this game. 2 shots on target from 12. That's all you need to know. That decides who's winning and who's losing. And unless I can figure out how to get more shots on target, we're losing. And that's not going to help. Ba, 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 ba. I don't know how we're going to do this, but I'm going to try. If these Chiesa's playing okay, maybe I'm going to drop Dusan down. And change Gluck into a shadow striker that side. Locatelli is not having a great game. I'm going to change his role to a deep line playmaker. See if that helps. I think he prefers to play as a playmaker. Is this the moment where we get FM'd? Nope, good tackle. Nil-nil, would I take that? Not at home. Not with these stats. But the game is being extremely nasty at the moment. So take whatever you can get, I suppose. They're just sitting back and counter-attacking. There's nothing to this Celtic team. I'm going to say I don't like it. Yeah, I agree with the assistant. I don't like what I saw. Nobody's playing really badly. In fact, these two have picked up a little bit since I changed the roles. Oh, come on, we need a goal. Oh, come on, referee. That's like a red card offence, that is. Just completely took him out, and we don't get to see the free kick either. What is this with comprehensive highlights tonight? And not showing me my highlights. Go on, son. Go on. Dribbling again. Rubbish. Cambiasso, if the team instruction is not enough for you, then we are going to have a quiet word in your ear. And who's on the wing here? We don't have anyone on the wing. Cambiasso we've done. Zanoli we need to do as well. Because they are playing badly today. Chiesa, I don't want him dribbling either. Or Ben Seguir. I just don't know what the attributes are required for dribbling. I mean, most of this team have got good attributes for dribbling and balance and agility, but what I think is good might not be what the game considers to be good enough. Because all I see is us just running into a cul-de-sac and giving the ball away. And all I see at the moment is a game we keep dominating, but we can't win it. And I guess we just have to put up with this until the game decides, okay, I've had my fun. You can win a few games now. Here's the winner, is it? Oh, completely hashed that. If we don't score, we will lose it. Who is not playing well? There actually none of them seem to be playing badly. The referee. And just maybe give them a general shout. They haven't been in the game, really. They've hardly come out of their half. They do the odd counter-attack. The game is just messing. It will change here. They'll flick the switch and it'll go the other way. Once it says, ha ha, I've had my fun now. It'll switch back. It's bonkers. Look at the key passes. 16 key passes. So if there's 16 key passes, you've got to say it's the forwards. Dusan's on a 7, but is it the attacking mids? They're the ones providing the key passes. Although Locatelli probably has a lot of them. Let's stop this. Right. So Locatelli, who's like 5 key passes, 4. Cambiasso, Locatelli, Moretti. Ben Seguir, his passing is poor, as well as Gluck's passing is poor. Gluck hasn't got a shot on target, and Seguir hasn't. It's those two. It's the attacking mids. That's what it is. So we need to change the attacking mids. Just got fed up of them. So we have players. Moretti can go up and play as the attacking mid here. Rabiot can come on instead of Gluck. And Molero can come on. It's the attacking mids. Their passing is poor and their shooting is poor. And we've created 16 key passes. And it's those two are responsible. Oh, boys. Oh, boys, oh, boys. I'll try something else in a minute. try and slow the game down. Maybe it's too frantic. Chiesa's offside. Doesn't matter anyway, can't finish. We can't do anything at the moment. So we've laid to rest that it's not the tactic, because we've tried 3 different tactics in this episode. It's not the tactic. Players not playing well. We're still waiting. We've only been 5 minutes. I mean, 19 shots, only 6 on target. And we're going to get FM'd here. Oh boy. Can I predict this game or what? I knew we were going to get FM'd. They haven't been out of their half. This game is evil, and it is doing evil things. There is nothing I can do. I am totally not in control. Any in-game management stuff that I do is not effective whatsoever. And yet it wouldn't fail at the beginning when I took them over. So my research is correct. I don't know what else I can do. Actually, maybe if I go back to this one. I've got Rabiot out of position. Locatelli is now out of position. Chiesa can go over there. And who is the winger I was thinking about? McKinney. Well, he keeps complaining to me about Luz, and he didn't put Luz on the bench then, did he? McKinney. That's all I can do. I'm tired of it. Really tired of it. It will eventually flick the switch and then it'll come back to normal, but I'm getting tired of it. So many key passes, so dominant. Every change I make has had no effect whatsoever. So the only thing I'm resort to is let's change the tactic right back to where we started. But at the moment we can't pass, can't tackle, can't dribble, can't shoot, and apart from that we are a really good team. Oh dear, oh dear. Are they going to beat us 2-0? They have been in our half twice. They deserve a second for coming into our half twice. Well, if you're doing that, we'll do that. I told you, Andy, there is no way this game is going to allow it. This is all it's about now. And I've just got to sit here and suffer because everything I do is making zero difference. Absolutely zero difference. Can I make more subs? No, I can't. I don't even know why I'm doing this. It's pointless. It really is pointless. But we'll throw more bodies up, and then they'll make it 2-0. Here we go, 2-0. I've never seen anything so unbelievably poor in all my life. It's like a little child's game, like for people who don't understand football, and it's just pretty because of the colours. Unbelievable. And you will notice that in every one of the games that I lose, we are absolutely dominating it. This is like such domination. It's unbelievable. But the switch has been switched off. And I hope FM remembers to switch it back on at some point. Oh dear. One day the switch will go on and we won't be able to miss. We'll be winning 4-5-0 again. This is a bizarre, silly game at the moment. And I'm going to find it out. I'm going to continue the research. We're going to find it out. Two-0. They deserve it. They've been in our half twice. They deserve it. So we got to go to Celtic and try and beat Celtic on their own patch, have we? Like, that's asking butter not to melt in a frying pan. This one great team that couldn't lose now don't know what a football is. In the space of a few games, they have no idea what that white thing is they're chasing. No idea why. They keep asking me, what are we doing this for? They have absolutely no idea anymore. And they were like winning everything, game after game after game, following my instructions, and it was easy. And now the switch has been switched off. And there's nothing I can do about it. Nothing. Probably better to go out at this point because we are so bad that it's probably better to disappear from the competition at this point. I mean, this is just appalling. Do you know where are they in the league? All right, at the bottom, we've got no chance. Absolutely zero chance they're at the bottom of the league. Absolutely no chance. Okay. Well, that's it for another episode, guys. Sorry about the internet connection. I'm sorry about the results, but this is totally out of my hands. There is nothing I can do. We've seen several attempts today to make in-game changes, and nothing works anymore. And it's pointless, and I should stop doing it because nothing works. It's just wasting time by actually doing in-game changes at the moment. The game will put the switch back on one day. I just got to wait until it switches me back on. There's not many people left in here. Probably because of the internet connection, or probably because of my whinging. But thanks for coming, guys. I'll And all we can do is just keep going and see what happens. I've gone past the point of caring what happens now. The game does not play properly, and if something that's not playing properly, I've given up caring. I've tried everything I can, everything I know about in-game management, and nothing is working. So I've either suddenly become a very poor manager or the game is cheating. I don't know. One of the two. So I will continue anyway, see where it takes me. Hopefully to the sack. Then I can stop doing this nonsense. And then I'll be back on, what day is it today? Thursday. I'll be back on Sunday. Hopefully one or two of you will come back again. But if not, I'll do it on my own. Okay, guys, thank you for coming, and we'll see you next time.